TIFU by talking to Neil Patrick Harris. My kids are off school for the holidays, so I took them to the local trampoline park today. When we got there, I looked around and noticed a familiar face. I look a little closer and I realize it's Neil Patrick Harris there with one of his kids. We live near Los Angeles, so it's not uncommon to spot a celeb. In fact, I've seen NPH out and about once before. I went over to him, excited to tell him how much our family recently enjoyed 8-Bit Christmas. Good movie. BTW. Worth a watch for 80s, 90s kids. Hey, are you Neil Patrick Harris? I ask. He smiles. No, but I get that a lot. I am an actor though. Me. Disappointed and assuming he's in community theater or something. Oh really? What have you been in? Quote him politely. Well, I've been Iceman in all of the X-Men movies. Immediately I realized that the reason he looked familiar was because he is Shawn Ashmore. He does, indeed, play Iceman in the X-Men franchise and is also Lamplighter in The Boys. So I pretty much made an ass of myself. To his credit, he was extremely cool about it. Seemed like a genuinely nice guy. But lesson learned, I probably won't try to talk to celebrities anymore. TLDR. I introduced myself to Neil Patrick Harris only to discover that it was, in fact, a different famous actor and I look like an idiot. Shawn Ashmore has an identical twin brother, Aaron Ashmore, who is also an actor. He's great in The Rookie, and also in The Boys. Plays two characters that could not be more different from one another. Really shows range. My family did something very similar at Disneyland some years back. There was a woman with a large group of kids and a couple other adults getting onto the Jungle Cruise boat ride. One or two groups ahead of us. We ended up on the same booth and we all agreed that she looked very familiar, but we couldn't figure out how. My brother-in-law eventually figured out that it was the actress who had played the United States Poet Laureate in an episode of The West Wing. He approached her politely after and asked her if that had been her. She smiled and said, somewhat surprised, yes, I don't get that a lot. We didn't think much of it until we were about 100 yards away and somebody made the connection that it was Laura Dern. Hello, Jurassic Park. I loved him in Animorphs. That's a shame. My uncle met NPH in a casino and they ended up hanging out. He came back to our house and hung out for a few hours. All while my cousin, possibly the biggest Neil Patrick Harris fan I've met, slept comfortably upstairs. My biggest, how could you not recognize that guy? Quote, I was at a Datsun racing event at Sears Point Raceway. The Friday night social movie was a bunch of clips of Datsun's use in racing. Dark tent, and great food and drink. So I was happy. I started a conversation with one of the drivers standing next to me. Had fun talking about the Datsun 2000 sports car. And talked about suspension dampers. Just technical geek stuff. 30 minutes later passed, and someone finally came over to get him as he had something going on. Walked back over to meet up with friends who were, what did you talk about? I didn't have a clue it was Paul Newman. Fucking hell dude, you met Lamplighter! Exclamation mark. That's awesome. He will always be Jinxie from W13. Every time I hear it, it makes you feel. https www.youtube.com/watch V equals 0xGBI6LYF08 Aaron, that is. Poor guy was probably just happy to be mistaken for Aaron this time. Tears of joy. There's only one Iceman and he got screwed out of his win at Miramar by some dangerous-ass clown who calls himself a maverick. I sat next to Alyssa Milano at Disney once, but I keep my mouth shut. Hey, are you budget Neil Patrick Harris? Quote. Anyone recognize him from Cadet Kelly on Disney? Ha ha ha, oh so awkward. I mean, it would have been funny and understandable if you'd mistaken him for Aaron Ashmore. But, lol, NPH. It's okay. You met the cooler celebrity. But I'm biased because I really enjoyed Quantum Break and he was good in The Boys. He's also in The Rookie. Oof though. At least he was gracious about it. Lol. It could have gone so much worse. Honestly, I like Neil Patrick Harris, but I would rather meet Shawn Ashmore. Maybe it's just me, but I'd rather meet Shawn Ashmore than NPH lol. I don't understand people. Why not just go say hey and talk about your kids? If they live in the same area, you might make a damn friend instead of looking like a fanboy. Sounds like this guy may wind up with some stories Patrick Stewart has told about people thinking he was Ben Kingsley.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. ApologeticKid is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.